Hi, this is Wes Fryer. It's January 18th, 2019. You can visit the website studentauthors.cassidy.org to get more information about this process of moving from an ePUB ebook to a printable lulu.com book. So I've been working several years with one of our English teachers. We have students use Google Classroom to turn in the ePUB that they get from the Book Creator online website. And so what I'm doing in this screencast is downloading the ebook that the students have turned in. Of course, the teacher can also see these, but it's good to know when the student is ready for this book to be converted into a printable version that they can order online. And so what I'm doing now is saving that book into a folder, and then I'm airdropping it over to my iPad. Now, the reason I have to do this is because it doesn't give you a choice right now on the Book Creator website to do a single page book. And so here comes this book over to my iPad, and I'm opening it in Book Creator, and I'm saying export as a PDF, single pages. That's really important because from the web you have side-by-side pages and you don't want that. So I exported as a single page PDF, then I've airdropped it back over to my laptop. And now I'm going to put that into the students folder. So I just kind of organize these on the desktop. And this is a number of steps. That's why I'm doing this. And there is a Google Doc available on the website I referenced at the beginning that you can check out. So it's good to stay organized, and there's a bunch of steps. So now I've got a folder for the student. I'm putting the original ePUB and the PDF. And what I have to do to make this ready for Lulu is I've got to adjust the margins. And so this is actually a square book that has 8.5 by 8.5. Well, I guess first I'm getting the cover. So I'm going to need to do a screen capture and capture a square that we're going to use on the cover of the book. In some years we've taught students how to do these steps. Fortunately, we don't have that many students in this class. There's like 13 students, so this is something reasonable for me as a technology integration coach to help the teacher with. But if we had more time or we had more students, it just wouldn't be practical to do these steps for students. So now I'm dragging that as a JPEG image over into the folder. So now I'm going to have that image. I'm using the program Sketch, which if you don't use Sketch, it is a wonderful free program for Mac for screen capture. Of course, you can screen capture other ways. But now I'm in the book and I'm printing it, and I'm going to the page size, and I've already created a custom paper size for 8.5 by 8.5. Now the other size is 6 by 9. These are things that the Lulu book will specifies as far as a template. And this is the part, if you don't do this, then you can't print your book correctly because the PDF margins are not the same. If you know a better way of doing this, let me know. There's certainly more complicated ways to do this with the full-blown version of Acrobat Pro or whatever. I've got to name the actual file at the top a different name there, so I've changed the name down there at the bottom. This is the file name at the top, so I just put revision or final or something like that at the top. Now that PDF is what I'm ready to go take to lulu.com. And so what I'm going to do now is in my Lulu account, I create a new book project. I select premium paperback, and then I think I did US letter. We choose saddleback stitch, and then full color, and then the size, which isn't US trade 6 by 9 in this case, it's 8.5 by 8.5. Now that's the aspect ratio of the book, and that's determined by the template the student selects, whether they do square or they do the portrait. Now I'm putting in the title of the book. I'm going to put in the author's name. And what we choose here, respecting students' intellectual property and their choice, is to just sell on the Lulu Marketplace, as you have to have the link. So I'm now selecting that file, which I created with Book Creator and then converted with the preview application so the margins are correct. And I'm uploading this onto the lulu.com website. This will take a little while, depending upon not only the speed of your internet connectivity, but I think, this year, maybe it's always, the speed of the Lulu site in terms of accepting uploads and then processing it sometimes takes a little while. Once this is done, we're going to be ready to upload our cover. And so now we say print or make print ready file. And when I have to make a revision because a student, found an error and made an edit, I don't have to do this whole process again. I create a revision and I go back to this step and I re-upload that particular PDF file, and that's the interior of the book, and it's what that is what the book is. It's what they're using to actually create the print file. So what I'm doing now is I've got a Google Doc that has all of the books for students this year, and I like to just drop the cover that we're going to use for the book, and then I put the title and the author, and then I end up putting links in here, and the links eventually not only include the lulu.com ordering link, which the student can use, and then others if they want to order a copy. Sometimes a teacher wants to order some more, the student can share that link. And so now I'm back to the Lulu website. I'm kind of multitasking here. I'm waiting on the Lulu site for the website to convert the PDF into a print-ready file. And now it's ready. It says that there's some errors, and that's usually because the images aren't just like, fantastic quality. On a Chrome browser, you're going to have to click Get Flash and authorize that. Make sure you have that in your settings allowed. This is going to have to update when Flash is deprecated completely, I think, next year. I'm going to themes and selecting the one called Recycled. I just use this for all of the books. And there's a couple things that you can put into this one. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a couple images. I'm going to upload the book cover that I had, and then I just use the logo of our school to put on the back to say, hey, this was a book project from Cassidy School. And then I have general text that I can put into each of these. So in my BB Edit application, I have text. In this case, I've already written it. That basically just says, hey, this book was created in the spring of 2020 in Ms. Finley's class. And so you paste this in. This can be custom text, but because I'm doing this for students and we're just kind of streamlining the process, I have some generic text. But I also include a link to our website that I mentioned at the very beginning, which is this studentauthors.cassidy.org. So I'm just making the font a little bit bigger to be nice. I'm going to go ahead and color that last link blue. Of course, this is printed, so this is not going to be clickable, but this is going to be information on each of the books. And now over on the right side, you can see I have these pictures. I'm dragging those in to their spots so that those can become part of a cover, which is actually the front and back cover that will be printed for this book. So now I say, and I gotta, I think, fix a spelling error there. So now I've got this like I want it. I'm going to go ahead and say preview, and then I'm going to click to make the print ready cover. So Lulu has to have two things in order to print your book. It has to have the interior PDF that's all sized correctly for the shape, the aspect ratio, size of the book that you're wanting. And then it also needs this print ready cover. And fortunately, their wizard here online steps you through the process, but again, this still takes a number of steps. And there is a Google Doc that has these step-by-step instructions printed. But I'm also sharing this video because sometimes the video walkthrough is easier. So the last thing we got to do is just basically it's under the title Describe Your Project. This is meta information, and if we were to list this book for public searching and viewing, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that same information again into the description. This would be the information that people would use to decide whether to download the book. And in that case, it would be good to, have a description of this specific book in here. But basically what we're doing is just getting this book ready for students to have a copy of that they turn in, and then some of them will order more than one copy. Now this is where you set your price, and we're not making any money off this. We're just doing this at cost for Lulu for students. So if they would want to, they can go through this process, of course, and have their own markup and make a profit. On this last screen, instead of general access, I always select direct access, and so that's what I'm going to do down, I think, in the bottom right corner. And I've got to save that, and then when I click save and finish, we're going to actually be finished. This is going to be the last step. So after this completes, the Lulu site gives us a link, and so I'm going to open that in a new tab, and this is the link that I'm going to copy over to that Google Doc. I also provide this to the student a couple ways. I go ahead and put it into the document, but I also return it via Google Classroom. And so the students will receive an email message that says that their book is available. Sometimes with revisions too, I'll email them a separate email. So this is where I'm putting it here in Google Classroom in private comments, saying, hey, here is your order link, and then students can order that. It does take at least a week, depends on volume, so you definitely want to have a little bit of time. But man, these books, the shipping is about the same cost as the books. The books are, $5 or $6 in most cases, depending on how many pages the students have. And so that's basically it. So visit my website, showwithmedia.com. You can click the ebook link for more information, or also ipadmedia.com. I do professional development in summertime to help teachers and students, but these are teacher-specific workshops, and I do these with my wife, Shelley, to not only talk about ebooks, but also quick edit videos and interactive writing and other great ways that you can use iPads specifically in the classroom. Hope this has been helpful to you. Have a great day.